We believe that actually what we need to do is to create a best-in-breed vendor capability so that we can be classified by our channel partners as the vendor of choice or the channel partner's partner of choice.
I'm Michelle Ryder, editor of PrintIT magazine. I'm here today with Andy Muskett, director of channel at Xerox. Morning, Andy. Thanks for joining me.
Morning, Michelle. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Well, I am looking forward to this because obviously there's a lot been going on in terms of the Xerox Lexmark acquisition. I think it's been nearly 12 months since Xerox made the announcement. How's the integration of the two businesses going, and what strategic benefits do you see for channel partners?
So you're right, we did make the announcement in December, I think it was, of last year. Concluded the acquisition in the summer. So we're 100 days into that acquisition. Things are progressing as we wanted it to be, but the important thing really is to understand why we wanted to acquire an organisation like Lexmark. I think the reality of it was that we were looking for an organisation that could bring us significant benefits as we went through our Reinvention strategy that you and I have spoken about before. And it was the perfect fit for us. And our intention really strategically is to create an organisation fit for purpose for the future of not just the print industry, but also the IT services industry. So we've been focusing on ensuring that the integration of the organisation gives us an expansive portfolio around print. It also gives us an expansive portfolio around managed print services and other additional services that perhaps the Lexmark organisation to bring to Xerox partners and Xerox clients, and likewise vice versa.
So there's some lovely synergies between both companies that by bringing them both together, I suppose you can create a better, bigger organisation with the best of both
absolutely.
worlds.
And also at the same time, not just from a technology and services capability, but culturally, the two organisations really do look like they're the perfect fit and the perfect match.
So interesting, you touched on Xerox's reinvention journey. As part of that, you announced a shift towards a more partner-centric, channel-centric model. And what areas in particular do you see the most opportunity for channel growth?
I think the first thing is to understand why do we want to move to a much more channel-centric role. There's clearly some efficiencies and commercial benefits in terms of doing so, but actually we know the market has shifted significantly over time. Xerox is more than 100 years old. We've seen huge amounts of changes in the industry, and this is no different really as we continue to try to reinvent ourselves. So really the intention is to give ourselves the ability to reach a much wider audience. So we want to be an organisation that has print and IT services capabilities that can be delivered not just to corporate, large enterprise type customers, but also small and medium and mid-market size organisations. And therefore we need help and support to be able to reach that wider audience. Hence the reason for us moving to a much more channel-centric, channel-friendly role. But at the same time, of course, we want to make sure that we're adding value to those channel partners who in turn can add value to their customers.
And the Xerox concessionaire model will still continue? And then you'll have your other partners as well, presumably.
Yep, our current routes to market will continue. It is highly likely that they will be expanded over time as we introduce new services, new technology, new capabilities, and particularly IT services to channel partners at some point in time in the future. So that's really important to us that we maintain the integrity of the organisations and channel partners that we deal with today. But we do honestly believe that actually our proposition is something that can reach a much wider audience, and therefore it's important for us to engage as many channel partners as we can.
So we've spoken before, Xerox is built on its print legacy, You've expanded into IT services, digital services, and obviously acquisitions have helped you do that. Your offering encompasses AI-driven workflow automation, cloud-based solutions, cybersecurity. So presumably all of this makes you an attractive partner for MSPs and IT resellers, as well as traditional print resellers.
Yeah, we'd absolutely like to think so. There is a convergence going on in the marketplace. That's quite clear. The print market continues to operate in the manner in which it has previously been accustomed to. But we also see that there are large numbers of dealers and even our own concessionaires, for example, and other partners that have converged into forms of IT services and potentially digital services as well. So we want to broaden our portfolio, like I said earlier, to reach a wider audience of channel partners, and MSPs, IT VARs, solution providers are absolutely key to our success in the future.
I'm sure there's many strategic benefits to the Lexmark acquisition. One in particular that stands out for me is the fact that Lexmark is a manufacturer. It owns its own technology end to end. And particularly in A4, that will sort of help strengthen Xerox's overall offering, I would imagine.
Absolutely, Michelle. So, one of the strategic imperatives around the actual acquisition was taking back control of manufacturing our own products. And like you said, particularly A4. We know that the marketplace for A4 is greater than it is from A3. We're certainly seeing with the evolution of an expansion of the hybrid workplace that actually the growth in A4 outweighs the growth in A3, and therefore taking back control or taking responsibility for manufacturing product development capability was a really important point for us to consider during the acquisition phase.
And the A4 kit is presumably going to really enhance your offering in that area. Obviously, Xerox got a very powerful A3 portfolio lineup, but the A4, the Lexmark A4, and the robustness of those devices, the fact that they're built to last for 7 years or more, is another huge advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. The A4 portfolio from Lexmark really further enhances the A4 portfolio from Xerox. They have certain technologies and capabilities and applications that the Xerox range of A4 products don't necessarily have today. So it's important that we, like I said, take the best bits of both organisations and put them together to ensure that what that does is it gives our channel partners greater access to a wider portfolio, which allows them to serve greater sets of customers in the marketplace.
So we've talked about Xerox partner-centric model as part of its reinvention. So where in particular are you investing for channel growth? And presumably Xerox and Lexmark channel partners can now have access to both companies' broader expanded portfolio.
Yeah, so one of the things that we will be looking to do as we transition through the integration is to take the best parts of the Xerox channel value proposition, the best parts of the Lexmark value proposition, and build something which is sustainable for the future for both Xerox partners and also Lexmark partners. We believe that actually what we need to do is to create a best-in-breed vendor capability so that we can be classified by our channel partners as the vendor of choice or the channel partner's partner of choice. That's a key strategy for us and a key KPI that we want to try to achieve. That will encompass creating value-based solutions for those organisations, education, training, programs, support, and more importantly, I guess what we want to try to do is to invest in demand generation and awareness and consideration of our brand in those marketplaces where we perhaps don't have a strength of awareness and consideration, like the SMB customer, for example. So that's a real focus area for us in terms of where the investment will ultimately go.
So it's really interesting. And I think one other thing that maybe we should touch on is the sustainability piece, because obviously sustainability is such an integral part of every business's journey now. It's figuring quite heavily now, I've heard, on tenders. Both Xerox and Lexmark are very strong in sustainability, and combined, the two organisations, I think, have got a really powerful story to communicate, that partners can communicate, particularly within the SMB channel, where they need a bit more support perhaps to reach their sustainability goals.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the intention of the integration is to take the best of both organisations. Lexmark have a recognised standing in terms of sustainability in the marketplace, as do we. We both have our ESG goals that we're looking to try to achieve. And again, we'll just take the best of what we've got, Xerox, and the best of what Lexmark offers, and put those two together, which would be a greater sum of the parts put together.
Is there some changes to the partner programme coming next year as well?
That is being looked at the moment. There is already some work that has been going on to ensure that actually what we are able to do is to facilitate, the Xerox technology on some of the Lexmark platforms and some of the Lexmark technology on the Xerox platforms, which gives us sort of cross-pollination of the good things of both organisations. Like I said, we're looking to try to offer something different to Lexmark partners if Xerox has that on the table, and likewise Lexmark products and technologies and services that Xerox partners today may actually want to take advantage of and benefit of. So that's being worked on at the moment, and I'm sure there'll be some news in the beginning of 2026.
It is a really exciting time. I think this is the biggest story that's hit our industry since maybe the HP Samsung or the HP Apogee acquisitions in previous years. I, for one, am really looking forward to seeing what the new combined entity will deliver in terms of channel, because there's so much promise, I think, on both sides. And I can't wait to hear about it. I think you've hinted maybe at the beginning of 2026 we'll know more.
Yep, we're as excited as you are about it. Like I said, the acquisition was strategically made to ensure that our core print business stood at the heart of the Xerox organisation moving forward. We want to expand in the areas of growth in the print industry. So whilst we want to dovetail that capability and add other services to it, print is still going to be a core business for Xerox and Lexmark moving forward. And
that's great to hear. Print is still alive. That's
it is
fantastic. Andy, thank you so much. I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you very much for joining me.
Pleasure. Thanks very much.